You know what? There's something to be said for crawling before you walk. Tua is 10-0 against the Patriots and the Jets. He's 1-6 against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I would say if you beat them, that's a big deal.
Stephen Anthony Smith. Stephen Anthony Smith, born October 14, 1967, is an American sports television personality, sports radio host, and sports journalist. He makes frequent appearances as an NBA analyst for ESPN on SportsCenter, NBA Countdown, and the network's NBA broadcasts. He has also hosted the Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio and is a commentator on ESPN's First Take, where he appears with Molly Qerim. Smith is a featured columnist for ESPN and the Philadelphia Inquirer. Early life and education. Stephen Anthony Smith was born in the Bronx, a borough of New York City. He was raised in the Hollis section of Queens. Smith is the youngest of 6 children. He has 4 older sisters and had an older brother, Basil, who died in a car accident in 1992. He also has a half-brother on his father's side. Smith's parents were originally from St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. His father managed a hardware store. Smith's maternal grandmother was white, the rest of his grandparents black. He graduated in 1986 from Thomas Edison High School in Queens. After attending the Fashion Institute of Technology for 1 year, Smith received a basketball scholarship to attend Winston-Salem State University, a historically black university in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. In college, he played basketball under Hall of Fame coach Clarence Gaines. While still on the team, Smith wrote a column for the university newspaper, the News Argus, arguing Gaines should retire due to health issues. He is a member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Smith graduated in 1991 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Mass Communication. Career: print media. Smith began his print media career with the Winston-Salem Journal, the Greensboro News and Record, and the New York Daily News. Beginning in 1994, Smith had a position as a writer for the Philadelphia Inquirer. He began reporting on the Philadelphia 76ers as their NBA columnist, and eventually, as a general sports columnist. On August 23, 2007, the Inquirer announced that Smith would no longer be writing columns and would instead be demoted back to the position of general assignment reporter. In 2008, the Inquirer ended its relationship with Smith, which coincided with Smith starting his own blog, Stevena.com. In February 2010, Smith returned to the Philadelphia Inquirer after winning an arbitrator's ruling that he was to be reinstated, but having to agree to remove all of his political views from his website and from cable news shows. Radio. On April 11, 2005, Smith became the host of a weekday noon to 2 p.m. radio show on WEPN in New York City with his right-hand man BT, Brandon Tierney. In November 2009, Smith became an on-air contributor to Fox Sports Radio and broke the story of Allen Iverson's retirement on the Chris Myers. Smith became a Fox Sports Radio morning show host on January 4, 2010, replacing Washington, D.C.-based host Steve Zaban. On his radio program, Smith correctly predicted that LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh would all sign with the Miami Heat during 2010 free agency. In early 2011, Smith became a resident FSR NBA insider and ended his morning show. It was announced on February 1, 2011, that Smith would be returning to ESPN as a columnist for ESPN.com and host for weekday local radio shows on 1050 ESPN Radio New York. Smith replaced Robin Lundberg alongside Ryan Ruocco and debuted the Stephen A. Smith and Ryan Ruocco Show, which ran from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the new 98.7 WEPN. Television. Smith is currently one of the hosts of First Take on ESPN. He also appears as an analyst on various ESPN programs. He is known for provocative analysis and dour delivery. In August 2005, Smith started hosting a daily hour-long show on ESPN called Quite Frankly with Stephen A. Smith. After the show was cancelled in January 2007, he mainly concentrated on basketball, serving as an NBA analyst. He appeared as an anchor on the Sunday morning edition of SportsCenter. On April 17, 2009, Smith announced on his website that he would be leaving ESPN on May 1, 2009. The Los Angeles Times reported that ESPN commented that, we decided to move in different directions. Though according to Big Lead Sports, a source says that ESPN and Smith went to the negotiating table and could not reach an agreement. Smith later returned to ESPN, and it was announced on April 30, 2012, on air that Smith would be joining First Take on a permanent, 5 days per week basis under a new format for the show called Your Embrace Debate, in which he squares off against longtime First Take commentator Skip Bayless. On July 25, 2014, Smith made controversial remarks on First Take that women may provoke domestic abuse, in regards to the domestic violence situation involving Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice and his wife. After criticism of the remarks, including comments on Twitter from ESPN reporter Michelle Beadle, Smith apologized for his words on a taped segment on ESPN. On July 29, 2014, Smith was suspended by ESPN for a week and did not appear on any of their programs again until August 6, 2014. In late 2014, Smith signed a multi-year deal with ESPN that will pay him over $3 million per year. On November 5, 2016, Smith joined Top Rank's broadcasting team for the Manny Pacquiao vs. Jesse Vargas boxing pay-per-view event. In 2019, Smith became a UFC commentator as ESPN became the UFC's television broadcaster. In 2020, Smith served as a commentator for the after-party coverage of the 92nd Academy Awards on ABC. On June 10, 2021, Smith broke into the soccer coverage space. As he put it, a "Let's do that soccer." Smith selected a Euro 2020 team and followed this up with another soccer segment called Ain't No Way J on June 14, 2021. Acting. Smith made his acting debut on the ABC soap opera General Hospital in a cameo appearance as a television reporter on February 2, 2007. In 2007, Smith was in the Chris Rock film I Think I Love My Wife. First Take profile. Smith is known for his frequent use of catchphrases while hosting First Take, such as a blasphemous when describing something completely outrageous that does not make sense to him. Personal life. In a December 11, 2019, interview with GQ, Smith disclosed that he has 2 daughters, aged 10 and 11 years old at the time. He was once engaged. When asked why he never went through with the marriage, he said, "It didn't work out. Matter of fact, I just told my sister that the other day. None of your business. Something about my job and my money. I said this is not a discussion. You'll get an answer if I want to give you an answer." Smith is a fan of the New York Yankees, New York Knicks, and Pittsburgh Steelers. For more of informative stories, please subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like and share. See you in the next video.